Hello, and hello to all of my Geminis. This is Queen Amon coming to you with your midweek Wednesday reading. Geminis, hopefully you all are having a great week. I know you are because you're setting those intentions. We're going to get right into it. We are the 13th of this month, the 13th of April. We're in Aries season. Is the last quarter moon phase in Capricorn. So last quarter moon or third quarter moon phase can be used interchangeably. It's really about closing out the cycle and feeling like, I've manifested some of those things some of those seeds that I planted. I'm starting to see those things grow. So I'm starting to, see that I made a move in the right direction to keep on moving forward and to release any heaviness that was in my universe. So let's get into it, Geminis. Let's get right into it. Let's get into it. There's some things, and I mentioned in the last reading some things that you can do during the last quarter moon phase, and I'll mention them again as we go through your reading. Again, hopefully you all are having a great day, great week. Don't forget to set your intentions. They are so powerful to set your intentions and keep your vibrations as high as you possibly can. Here we have the Six of Swords, the Four of Swords. We have the Five of Cups. We have the Six of Pentacles. We have the Fool card and also the Devil card. All right, so the Fool card and the Devil card. So someone is in a very optimistic. Somebody has broken some kind of a demonic tie, right? So first and foremost, the demonic tie is with ourselves. This is your divine masculine to your divine feminine. The devil really does not want anybody to close out cycles. Doesn't want somebody to move on from something, doesn't want somebody to forgive. Wants you in this position right here, continuing to look at what didn't work out, what caused, any codependent relationships, anything that tried to steal your joy, anything that disrupted your pleasures, those kind of things. That's how the enemy wants somebody to stay. Just wants you to stay in this state of just, sadness, negativity, low vibrating energy. But so somebody decided, you know what, I'm breaking the chains of those demons and I'm forgiving and I'm just moving on from something. I've decided to move on to dry land. So source is saying, just get your rest. Remember, when we come up on the last quarter moon phase, the temptation is even stronger. We're in a fire sign season, and you guys are an air sign. So the more thinking and talking you give to certain things, the worse things will be. When you think about, okay, it can lean one way or the other. I can lean more towards giving more air to it, keep talking about it, keep thinking about it, keep letting people, feel that, blow air into my ear, into my eye gate, keep talking to me about it, keep showing me stuff. Or I can choose to, since we're coming up on a last quarter moon in a earth sign, I can choose to just bury it. I can choose to move on from something, and I can just say, I forgive, and let me just, however I need to move on from it, I need to move on. Somebody was looking for some kind of an approval for something, and source is just saying the best thing for you to do is to know that you were already approved by me. And so any kind of an approval that you're looking for, you're going directly to source for the approval and not to human. Hopefully that makes sense. So I do see, as a result of someone sacrificing one side of their, let's say for instance, you decided to sail away from a friendship, family relationship, something that you love, and then all of a sudden increase came through on your job because you could now see, I'm clearing away now that the rose colored glasses have been removed. I can really see what was taking up space or what was holding up. A lot of times people assume that somebody's sending them bad energy, hexes, or black magic and all of this other stuff, and a lot of times it's just that your universe is over cluttered with the overthinking, talking about it, and so source is saying, just cut the thinking in half, get your rest, move on from something, start the healing process, that kind of thing. So congratulations and kudos to you all for doing that. Let's keep it moving forward, Geminis. Let's keep it moving forward. Here we have the Six of Wands, we have the Seven of Wands, we have the Eight of Wands, the Four of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and also the Nine of Pentacles. See, that's how somebody was able to open up some things. Here we have the Wheel of Fortune. Source wants you to see things from an expanded view. See things from an expanded view, like somebody was in a demonic connection. So a demonic connection, first and foremost, is with yourself, meaning that your insecurities, your instabilities, your lack of career success, your lack of prosperity, and sometimes that's tied to somebody else. So if you're not operating in faith and saying, you know what, I can do this on my own. I don't necessarily need this energy attached to me for me to make it, for me to be prosperous, career success, stable, secure, patient, all of this other stuff, right? So somebody decided, hey, you know what? I need to move on from this. I need to break up this. I need to break this tie so I can move on and be victorious. The key thing for you here, looking at your cards here, because you all are ruled by Mercury, and that's the communication planet, and so a lot of information comes to you all, and it's very clear information because of the planet that you all are ruled by, is to make sure that if you're currently in any new friendships, any new jobs, any kind of new relationships in your personal professional life, that you really physically sail away and also emotionally sail away from something, because you certainly can defend your decision to move on from something without coming across as defensive. And this is what I see somebody like kind of sitting down doing visualization, just seeing themselves being successful, seeing themselves being financially independent. Here we have the Nine of Pentacles. I see you being financially independent. So this is part of, it's going to be a part of your discipline, a part of your ritual. You know, just get up and say, you know what, I physically moved on from something. And a lot of times it overlaps, just like these phases within cycles. You're moving from one phase to the next, and then they start to overlap. So somebody is coming closer and closer to burying the hatchet, or burying something, and also closer and closer towards forgiveness, because it's like, you know what, sometimes that looks like, I'm not going to sit around and think about this anymore. My ancestors are giving me fresh cups of water. They're saying you're more creative than this. You can earn your own money. You can get away from all of this. And so that's when you're going to start seeing things speed up for you. Okay? Yeah. You certainly can do it on your own, Gemini. Sometimes when you in a lot of times people feel like I got to stay on certain jobs because, I've been here for a long time. Nobody else is going to pay me, this amount of money that I'm making. And then you find out, hold on, let me sit down and visualize myself in the perfect job for me. Maybe a perfect job for you could be teleworking, making double the amount you were making with X, Y, and Z company without any issues whatsoever in your new job, right? And so that begins the process of communicating that to source. That begins the process of that. So stay focused, laser focused. Here we have the Five of Swords, the Six of Swords, the Ace of Wands, the Strength card, the Six of Wands again, and the Ace of Cups. So, I thought I saw, okay, yeah, Six of Wands came out twice. Lets me know that someone is victorious, someone is moving forward, like both in your personal and your professional life. Again, I see some kind of an approval coming through. So somebody could be, signing a new contract, moving on to a new job, something. But Source is saying, tap into your strength. This is the 8th card in Tarot that lets me know that you visualize. Somebody is visualizing themselves. You have clear focus now. I'm getting rooted and grounded, and I'm moving away from something. And this, again, twice. Six of Swords twice. I'm sailing out the depth of the emotions attached to something. I'm not looking back with any regret whatsoever. I am moving on. It's time for me to move on. Because the more and more I look back, this is the Five of Swords. I feel like we were playing, somebody thought they was playing checkers and somebody thought they were playing chess. And I'm getting off the merry-go-round. I'm tired of the drama. So I need to move on. Here we have the Ace of Cups. And so this is really reiterating what Source wants you to do is to protect your creativity, protect your heart, protect your joy, protect your healthy range of emotions, okay? And so we have the Ace of Wands, third eye wide open. Third eye is wide open, wide open, wide open, wide open. Let's keep it moving forward. So this is good. This is really, really good for you because, again, I see somebody breaking the chains of their own demonic, demonic tie with yourself. A lot of times people are like, "Oh, I'm in a relationship with a demon," but then you got to ask yourself, "Well, what are your demons, right?" And so, why are you still connected to somebody where you know your demons don't really mix, and it's just a real toxic relationship? So, when you're in relationships like that, you also realize what your demons are. You may not realize it at first because depending on what kind of demon it is, but. Here we have the Five of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the King of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, and also La Bruja. All right. So somebody that was connected to someone was practicing some kind of dark magic, right? So you got good witches and you have bad witches. Somebody was practicing some kind of dark magic, some kind of dark witchcraft or something. Here we have the Six of Pentacles twice. Again, further letting me know there's approvals on every side, both in your professional and your personal life. Source just needed you to get on your horse and get as far away from something as possible. Something that was emotionally draining you. Somebody could have been connected to a family where somebody was practicing some kind of dark witchcraft or something like that. And again, if you were in a demonic tie with yourself, first and foremost, of fear, doubt, uncertainty, or anything like that, you may not have known what was going on. Like for instance, a person could be looking for any kind of an approval, like wanting to be a part of a family, wanting to be a part of an organization, wanting to be a part of a group. And so if that was your demon, is this like fear of rejection? I want to be a part of it. And so when things get worse and worse and worse, and you start to really see things, you start to recognize your demons, most of the time people call out for source. They'll call out for God. God, help me out of this. I didn't know it was that bad, that kind of thing. And so in that calling out to source is saying to you, okay, I'm going to bring you up out of that hole. I'm going to bring you into the light. I'm going to bring you into the light. But by that time, emotions are so vested in things that, okay, I'm in it now. So when God brings you into the light and shows you better, you look around and you say, well, I'm so busy looking down in that hole. I keep looking back at the past. I keep being called back to the past by the energies around me or the people who are still stumbling around in darkness. I feel bad that I'm leaving some energies behind. So Source is saying to you, you don't have to feel bad, because just like you called out for Source, they also have the opportunity to call out the Source too. So instead of focusing on the cups that fell over, no water, you're now focusing on these cups right here, upright, okay? So again, you don't have to sit around and lament over this. I mean, unless you want to. It may take a minute for you to kind of sort of adjust to the light after being in darkness for a while. But in the light, because you worked so hard, here's the Ace of Pentacles. This is where you're going, towards the wealthiest card in the deck, which is the King of Pentacles. So there's a lot of wealth in your cards because of your obedience to Source, okay? Because you've come into the light. Here we have the Five of Wands, and people are still fighting their demons. Whatever their demons are, people are still fighting their demons, and that's another reason why you'll be able to justify why you said, yeah, I had to call out the Source. I had to call out the Source. After a while, you see so many horrible things in organizations, whether it's your job or whether it's a romantic relationship or some friendships or whatever they're tied to. You like, it was all fun and games, but at this point, I think I'll just kind of, all right, God, it's time for you to kind of sort of get me out of this situation here. So that's what I'm seeing for you all. So congratulations again to you all for breaking your own demonic tie, to something. And it could have been something, fear, doubt, uncertainty about your own future. Here we have, so write a gratitude list. Write a gratitude list. Write a gratitude list. Write a gratitude list. So whoever was tied to something demonic, when you really when you really take the time to really think about it, Gemini, all the things that came along to try to get you away from that, right? Could have been people telling you things. It could have been, let's say you were in a romantic relationship with somebody, and all the times they cheated, or the times that they messed around, and all the times you could have left. You could have said, that was God's way of saying, run. Get out of there. I just gave you an exodus strategy. And then they came back and they appealed to your demons again. I'm sorry, I love you more than that person, and so on and so forth. And you went back, right? Same thing with jobs. Some of your jobs that you've worked on, some of them have, dangled a carrot in front of your face and said, hey, if you take just a few more classes, we'll go ahead and promote you. You take those few more classes, don't get a promotion. You see somebody else get promoted. Now you feel emotionally drained. You're talking about it, all of that. And so then somebody else comes along, takes a few more classes. It's just a part of the game. So that's why you have to be able to identify your demons first, Gemini, and say, okay, I can put those things under submission. So if some job tells me take this class, this class, and you're up for a promotion and I don't get it, okay, I need to start the process because I don't even want to be, where's the card? I don't even want to be Five of Cups. Keep looking back at the past and going, wow, why didn't I take action sooner? So here we have Rowan, number 34. There is no need to fear, dear one. Protected you are, and protected you will always be. 34 reduces to 7. So 7 is the God number. I mean, all numbers are, but 7 is, when you hear people say God number, that's really people telling you that God is connecting all the dots for you, having you to look back at the past and connecting where you are right now. So now you're in the light. God is giving you an opportunity to look back at the past and make it make sense for you. Even when you had questions, when you were in the dark, none of it made sense. But now that you're in the light, Source is saying, let me make it make sense to you. You are protected. They can keep trying to call you back, via telepathy. They can try to come through your dreams. They can come through. And also another thing, too, is that you also may want to make sure that you're getting rid of text messages, emails, any articles of clothing, anything that's connected to them, because even inanimate objects, energy. So everything has energy, right? So prosperity lies ahead. Was it a Taurus for somebody? See that right there, Taurus? Was somebody's energy, was somebody involved with a relationship with the Taurus? What Source was saying to you, it's time for you to move on from that. And there was sign after sign after sign after sign where somebody decided, hey, I'm not being obedient. And now that you've been born into the light, somebody said, you know what, I need to disconnect from everything attached to them. The lies, the manipulation, the all of that. Or do you have Taurus in your chart where you felt like I was being bullheaded and stubborn? So, either way, you're away from something and you're moving on. So it is final. It is final. It is final. Some of you all may have Taurus in your birth chart, or you may be on the cusp. And you may say, you know what? It is final. I have decided to finally move on from something. To finally move on, because I'm not going to be stubborn about it anymore. I need to move on from it. I'm not asking any more questions. I've seen everything I needed to see. I'm moving on. No regret. So don't forget to pull your birth chart to find out what's in your birth chart, especially since you're newly in the light. You need to find out exactly what nurtures your spirit so that you don't repeat that same lesson. It wasn't a mistake. It was a lesson that you needed to learn, obviously. Source needed to keep you in it so that you can learn the lesson. But I do see forgiveness on the horizon, but I don't see you going back. So here we have affirmations for growth. I am a work in progress. I release old habits and create new trails. Each day I am getting better. I am in charge of the direction of my life. I am not defined by my past. I grow through my struggles. Roadblocks create opportunity. There we go, growth. Did we pick a number card? Let's make sure we got a number card for you, and let's go ahead and close this out. Let's pick a number card and let's go ahead and close it out. There we go, 7. I am brilliant. You possess a very refined mind and a deep urge to uncover life's mystery. Your ability to acquire vast knowledge on both the informational and spiritual planes gives you a greater awareness than most, Geminis. That is what I have for you. Keep on ascending higher. Keep on moving on from stuff that was designed to keep you confused and lost and, things that were unclear and kept you, fired up about some stuff and in fight mode and, having to try to fill in the blanks yourself and not knowing what was going on. Keep on moving forward. If somebody burned a bridge or somebody burned a bridge, leave it burn to a crisp and move on with your life. And that's what I'm seeing for somebody. That's what I have for you. And anything that's attached to them, move on from it. Because people can be quite messy, even if it wasn't directly connected to you. Even if it's indirectly coming from somebody else, just listen. I don't need to hear nothing about it. I need to move on with my life. Just keep my name away from that. That's what I have for you, and I will see you all on Freedom Friday. Bye.